Overnight, Israel led its largest raid yet into northern Gaza. They attacked multiple Hamas targets. Israel says it's preparing for what it calls the next stage of combat, a bigger ground invasion. Violence between Israel and Hamas has killed more than 8,000 people.
Yeah, and a vast majority of those deaths are innocent civilians, many being children. Hospitals in Gaza on the brink of shutting down with little or to no resources, lacking, among other things, fuel.
And now there's a surprising new stance from the White House. President Joe Biden says he wants peace talks to focus on a two-state solution in which Israel would coexist with a Palestinian state.
Well, joining us now to talk about it is Dr. Micheline Ishay, the recently named director of Denver University's Center for Middle East Studies. So let's start with the basics. For many people, they hear two-state solution. Tell us what that really means. What is a two-state solution in the minds of the world?
Well, originally in 1987, during the Oslo Agreement, there was a proposal for two states. The Palestinian state would have been created alongside of the Israeli state in the West Bank and in the Gaza Strip. But after several iterations of that peace process, 2000, we see a Camp David which attempted to nail down the process and the proposal. It doesn't really come to fruition, various reasons. Discord with respect to who is going to be judging, who's going to be, who under which management Jerusalem will be.
A lack of trust, certainly, between each side looking at the other, and very important geography as far as what would comprise the two states.
Yes, the West Bank was supposed to be the place where that will headquarters, the capitals, perhaps Jerusalem as well, but it did not materialize. Second Intifada occurred, and many efforts since then to reclaim a two-state solutions, but unfortunately did not happen. And now again, Biden attempting to do that, which is, from a political perspective, a very good idea, because we don't want to see the events in the region spiraling and escalating in a way, in a place of no return. The question, of course, is how we get from here, which we're still in a war situations in the Middle East, to the place where people, the conflicting parties can sit at the negotiating table and agree upon with the borders and the settlements, the settlers, and so forth. Sure. So we're not yet there.
It feels like, I mean, this is something that's been thought about and talked about before. I'm not really sure what makes this one that different, other than, as you mentioned, the negotiation. But it also talk about this trouble in the Middle East. It's been for decades. But now I think the images are with us all the time because we're able to share these images in a different way. Do you think that changes anything for the negotiation at all? Because, I mean, they're horrific to look at. I mean, do you think it helps?
Well, it's difficult to know, but what we know is that major wars do create peace processes. The Yom Kippur War led to Camp David I, in which Israel and the Egyptians negotiated a peace agreement. We also know that the first Intifada led to the Oslo Agreement. So this is unfortunate that peace is the only way of thinking ahead, because military solutions are never the ultimate solution. Now, very early for the party to discuss about that, because we need to talk about the release of hostages. That will be first on, and then will there be an incursions of the Israeli troops in Gaza, and to what extent? And lastly, who will be the provisional government? Who will represent the Palestinians?
That's what I was going to ask you, because that has changed, and their actual government probably isn't the one that people have to negotiate with at this point.
I doubt that the Israeli, at least on the Israeli side, they will want to negotiate with the military wing of Hamas, maybe as part of the Hamas.
And even getting to the table, getting Israelis to the table with Hamas, it seems like a very far reach at this point.
At this point it is, but it is a good thing that we're pushing these positions forward, because the fear of involvements of other countries in this war is daunting.
Well, centuries, even more than centuries old, some of these battles, it's hard to see suddenly it coming together, but we all wish and hope that it does. And we thank you just for explaining it a bit to us, giving us better insight into how it stands present day. Dr. Micheline Ishay, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.